Hi friends, my name's Joanne and this is To Crochet Curious. Well, you guys have been asking a lot about baskets, can I do tutorials on baskets? I'm just going to start by just talking about baskets and some of the things that a beginner could do to get themselves started and I'm going to be encouraging you to use your own creativity, but I will show you some of the baskets I've made and talk to you about what I did to them and why. Okay? So, first of all, you might have seen these and wondered, what are those? These are basket bases, and you can get them in different sizes. There's this size here. Whoop. There's like this size, and sorry about that. I've got a heart-shaped one here. So they come in squares, rectangles, all kinds of shapes. Here's one that's meant to be the bottom of a purse, but you could use it for a basket as well. So what you do is you find a hook that will fit through and a yarn or whatever you're using to get you started. Do the first layer at least in something that'll fit through, and then you can always make it a bigger size on the next row up if you wanted to. But anyway, so if you start with one of these, then you don't have to work out the circle information. But if you choose to make yours yourself and you want to create your own bottom, it's just like starting a beanie, and you want to work with rounds of 8. Works very well. And you would basically watch any tutorial about maybe starting a hat or a basket, and you would start with 8 half doubles or 8 single crochets into a circle, whether it's a chain circle that you made or a magic circle. And then you simply are adding 8 stitches every round until it is the size, the circumference that you want. And you don't have to do fancy math. All you got to do is mark your first stitch and start counting from that stitch. You only have 8 stitches around the first time, so you would put 2 in every stitch. And that gives you 16, which is a number divisible by 8. But if you don't do division and multiplication, all you got to do is know that on the second round, you're going to have 2 sets of 8. And on the third round, you're going to have 3 sets of 8. And on the fourth round, you're going to have 4 sets of 8. And so on until it is the size that you are looking for. And that will be based on the size of the yarn and the size of the hook. Now for the base, you do want a fairly tight stitch because you want it to be as firm as it can be. You can see that this is fairly soft, but when I turn the corner to start building up, by stitching in back loops, I'm able to make a corner for the basket, and that gives the walls something to sit on. And you can see the ridge that is formed by the back loop. Okay. Now, I know this is not the same thing. I'll show you. I'll actually sit with you guys when it's not sub-freezing temperatures here. I'll actually sit with you guys and work on one and talk about each stage as I do it, but I just want to like lay out some of these simple components, okay? Um, I believe, and I could be entirely wrong, but I believe that you can make a basket out of just about anything, any size of yarn, whatever you wanted to make it out of. It would just, the less, for instance, if we used, I'm just going to take these scraps, okay? If I use these two together and I wanted to make a basket out of it, then it would be something like, where I'd be using a smaller stitch, smaller hook, but you do the stitches in a way that, it gives you the firmest possible base. And we'll walk through this, like I said, when I'm actually doing it. And then the sides get a stiffness or not based on the size of your stitches and the size of your hook as well, and how tight the stitches are. So it's all a matter of sort of creating the kind of fabric that you want to have for your little tableau that you're making, for the basket that you're making. What do you want it to look like? So here's some baskets that I have made in the past. This one I used one of these bigger bases on, and I just used a 5-weight gray single, just one strand. It's a bulky though, and I used a single crochet. Maybe I did half double crochet. It looks like they could be half doubles, but they're pretty tight, so I'm going to say that it was probably single crochets. Then when I got here, I really wasn't feeling like it was really giving me the kind of structure I really wanted. So I folded it over, and then I started stitching from the top of the fold, and it gave me this band around the side, which gives it, a feature that it didn't have before. And then I also started using bigger stitches. I think I stayed with I didn't write it down. I think I stayed with the same size crochet hook, but I just used like double crochets around here and made a frill around the outside. Now, I haven't even woven this in, and in fact, it's starting to come undone because I didn't finish this off properly. I've been storing scraps of yarn in it, and I never actually finished it off, so I guess I'll have to do that. But that is one example. And then I just can store all these scrap balls in here, and then when I need to use one of them, I can just pull it out and use it. Pardon me. It is cold, and I know you're probably cold where you are too. So there's that. That's one that I made. Another one I made is out of t-shirt yarn. And this one, I'm going to pull the stuff out of it. This one, I got it, I couldn't remember when I talked about it as a finished object where I got this, but I'm pretty sure I ordered this from Temu, and it was a big thing of t-shirt yarn, and it made, it's a little floppy on the bottom, and I didn't make an adjustable hole, but by turning the side down, and this, I used up the whole thing, and it made this much of a basket. But by turning the side down, I'm able to get a little more stature, a little more firmness, that it will stand up better and hold things. And this I used, you know, like a half double, a good large hook. Obviously, by the holes, you can see I used a big hook. And, you know, it's fine. It works. It's a basket. I've also seen some shapes that I think, oh, I could make a odd looking little basket out of that shape. Um, so, you know, I'll be trying some stuff I haven't tried before. This is a basket I made recently. And this is from that cotton oak. It's the colors oak and oak marl. And this is doubled up. And it did make a very firm bottom. And the sides are pretty good too. And then I was able to put some handles on it. So I keep notions in there. And then, of course, my giveaway baskets that I made that I have not yet. Well, this was one of them, of course. And so this is for giveaway number 4. And I think I took a picture of it with the side over so that I could show, but I haven't woven my ends in, like always. Sorry, guys. So here it is with the top turned over. Now, if you were going to put a plant in it or something and it kind of filled the basket, I gave one to my sister-in-law and I had it folded over, and she didn't need it folded over because what she put inside of it held the shape, and so she pulled the edges up, you know, and so, you know, you can use these however you see fit. It's but it's a good looking pattern, and the colors look good together. You know, you can do whatever. These things are handcrafted, so whatever is in your head, try it and see if it's something that you can do. Okay, we got this baby. It's a little smaller, but it holds its shape really well. Could maybe hold the crochet hooks or something. Or you could use it as a yarn bowl if you had a ball, you know, small enough ball of yarn. So there's that one. And I did all of these the same. I mean, I started with the 8 and then expanded until it's as big as I want. And then I do the back loop crochet, and it creates an edge, which, depending on the yarn, you might want it on the outside or you might want it on the inside, and it gives the bowl a different shape. I think the hardest part about doing this is the seaming and making the seam, especially with big yarn, not appear rugged, you know. It's hard to do that, and I haven't really perfected it yet. But yeah, the rule of 8 for making your circle, and then back loop, single, half, double, whatever you're doing, do it in the back loop, and it'll turn your corner for you, and then you no longer increase, you just do the same number of stitches every time as you go around, and you get it as tall as you want it. And you can color change, you can change your stitches up. This one here, I had changed my stitches along the bottom when we switched. The stitches changed, and then when I got up here, I changed the color, and then I decided that I wanted to try to put little, like a little fan detail around here. So that's what I did. And it happened to work out that I had exactly the right number of chains to be able to do that. So that one worked out really good. But it's the rule of 8 on the bottom, just like I do. So I think what I'm going to do is sometime in the next week or so, I will get some of my scrap yarn, because what I really want to make for myself is a big basket. And I'm going to use several strands of scrap yarn together and start building the base for that. And see how that goes. So, it's something I thought of, but yeah, I'm always thinking, you guys. It's kind of a problem. But say you wanted to make an odd shape basket, like, I don't know, something like this. You could strap these together and then, or glue them together, or maybe bring it out more. I don't know. That'd be kind of cool. Like that. And make a basket that shape. There's a lot of things. One of the things that I thought about doing is making it like kind of the shape of an eye. You know how it, because when you are partially building your circle, you could stop short and go backwards, and it would make a little, okay, I can't explain it. Anyway, there's a lot of things you could do. I'll try not to put too many of those into words that I can't explain. But I just want to encourage you that making baskets doesn't have to be intimidating, because if you don't like it, you could just rip it out and start again. And, it's, you could make it to accommodate certain things, like you wanted it to hold your glasses, or you wanted to hold your crochet hooks. One of the things I've been thinking about is making a basket inside of a basket. For instance, you do one like this and one like this that are seated inside each other, and then the area here between, you can stand your crochet hooks up in it. So that's something I'm interested in doing as well. So anyway, that's it for now. But I just want to encourage you, and I am going to get my, I think the freezing weather's pretty much over and the postal holiday's over, so I'll be getting my, the gifts, or the prizes for the first 3 giveaways will be going out in a day or two. And then on the 18th, which is coming right up, Thursday, we're going to have the drawing for giveaway number 4. And I forgot to mention, I think I'm like 26 away from 700, which would mean another giveaway. So stay tuned. And if you haven't gone and entered in the number 4 giveaway, please do that before the 18th at 4 p.m. Pacific, because that's when I'm going to close it down. All right? Have a wonderful evening. Thank you.